what they cost Medicaid, there are many other ones. Visit healthcare.gov or Billions of Found Coverage State. Form Shirley and Ability Flood. Finance. Define. Sheets incomes.
All this close text. Large, extra large. I'll get it out in a second. I'm almost out right.
Good.
Already vacuumed.
To deal with things in life, my therapist on better health and diet. We share this trade, so we connect on a deeper level. I think we need to be credit card insurance kind of hopefully they we can get it figured out. Right. Instant credit karma. Download the app today. I'm just right there. If you have a sleep disorder, proper maintenance can help you avoid getting sick. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, except cleaners and helpful complement to your daily routine for free shipping. Like that your team. Order now at simply.com.
I'll sneak my thing when I get back from here. Pricing's hurting.
One, two, three.
Not
What's it saying here?
70.
Yeah, that's pretty chilly. Well, what's up, my friend? Good to see you here. I know who you are. Please make sure you just follow those rules, which I know damn well you will. This is no holds barred. Everything that I say, what I say in here, is going to be unfiltered. If you guys do not like it, then pop out. Sorry about that. I haven't used this account in a long time. I had it for other reasons. It worked out real well. And I decided I'd like to have a little place where me and even people who don't agree with me can come and have some sort of conversation, and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. Today's topic is just going to be the toxicity within the Norse community. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks to me like that's probably an Italian last name.
We believe that the field replaces
All right, everybody, it's 3:00. So today we are going to talk about a few things, and the things we're going to talk about today is the toxicity. No, I did not share it to the Discord. If you would like to, absolutely go ahead. Good discussions. It's going to be things people don't want to hear, things people want to hear. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I'm not in it for a popularity contest. I'm in it for the truth, but absolutely, if you'd like to share it, please do. Anybody can join. If they like me, if they don't like me, I'm not opposed to any of it. So the topic of today, as you can see, is the toxicity within something we like to call the Norse community. Okay. And there is a lot of toxicity, primarily because a lot of those guys, including myself, are very political. And the toxicity that a lot of times you see within this community are simply the ones that say, you're not Norse if. And I hate that. I really do hate that. I can't stand that language. I think that's the most stupidest thing you could possibly tell anybody in any religion, is that you're not blah, blah, blah because of blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Get over yourself. Who cares? The other kind of popular thing within Norse community, and I'll just speak on like more of the TikTok form of it all, because I've been in TikTok and I've also been in this lady's Discord. I haven't, not that in her Discord I've seen anything remotely nefarious yet. I haven't been in there but for a couple of hours, but is that people who are of the white supremacy organizations can't be Norse, and that their ancestors would be ashamed of them. Okay? They do. You can disagree with each other and still practice however you want. The thing that drove me to Norse paganism, number one, is because I'm a former skinhead. So I learned that kind of in the Marine Corps, that skinhead mentality. And then once I hit prison, there was something called Odinism. I hate that name, but unfortunately, kind of, I don't know, it is kind of the only thing that fits, right? You're pretty much talking about Odin and all the gods and goddesses and all that good happy stuff. So I got introduced to this thing, and I want to say something. You know, it's not popular, and I don't really care how popular it is. My fucking show. I was more closer to the gods as a white supremacist than I am now, and I want to explain that in the most honest way that I possibly can. And I want to say is because even though those white supremacists can be evil people, and there's actually good ones, believe it or not, they are warriors. They are warriors for their cause. Okay, just like you have other people in other cultures. You got the Mossad for the Jews. They are warriors in their cause. Okay, you got many other people that have done many things throughout history that were warriors for their cause. They were warriors. Okay, we don't have to like what they represent, but we can't deny that they have a place within our society. Talking about Norse paganism, Asa True, whatever labels we want to give this thing. I call it my Norse way of life. I have Danish blood. I have German blood. Most of that German blood comes from Nordic ancestry, okay? A lot of them, I got Irish and Scottish in me. I can trace my Viking lineage all the way back to Rollo, who I don't like all that much, but nonetheless, I kind of did follow in his footsteps, okay? Them people are going to be there whether you like it or not. You don't decide. It's not your decision to tell everybody who and what they are. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you that gets to decide if that person's worthy of being in this religion, this faith, this walk of life? Just for future reference, I'm going to call it my walk of life because this is what I do. It's not a religion to me. Okay. Religion, we can get into that to a whole nother episode or whatnot, but these people are fighting for what they think is right. Now, if anybody in here that's listening can tell me what the core basis of Asatru or my way of life or Norse paganism, I do not like that verbiage whatsoever. What is the basis of it all? What is the basis of it all? Because I get in and I see these guys on TikTok, and I call these guys plagans. I got this from a guy whose name is Swamp. Not a huge fan of Swamp. He's all right. Where I consider him a friend. I just don't get along with a lot of the other stuff that he gets into, and we don't get into it. That's just kind of our way of doing it. We have a problem with each other. We pick up the phone and say, hey, you're being a fucking dick. Thank you. I appreciate that. Honesty is the best policy in all of life. If you can't be honest with yourself or anybody else, then what's honesty? Now, where was I? Can't remember. I got off track. Oh, I like to call these people plagans. You get on here and you see these guys that I used to be a preacher, by the way. I was in the church for 10 years. I followed in Rollo's footsteps. I was actually a preacher for 10 years in an all-black church. There goes the racism theory. So these guys went to church, and there's a lot of church hurt, believe that or not. They go to church and they go, man, I can't do this and I can't do that, and I have to be this and I have to be that. And a lot of times that pulls at your man strings. Because the Bible says you got to turn other cheeks. Well, baby girl, baby boy, I've only got several cheeks. I got 2 up here and 2 down here. Once you slap them damn things, I ain't turning no more. And that hurt me as a Christian because I'm a very vengeful person. That's just my nature. You do me wrong, I'm coming. A lot of people have surprises coming to them. They think they're untouchable because they're on this little TikTok and they don't use their real names. No, you're not untouchable. I've exposed many, and I'll continue to do so. But the difference between those people and me is they get my address and they put it all out. They get my phone number and they put it all out. And I don't do that to them. I just let them know that I have it, and I will call them by their names. I don't really call that doxing. Some people may. That's fine. But you got these guys that come on here and they get all dressed up in their what do you want to use this? Their garb. And they're dressed up with their Viking axes, and they got their curved horn with ale in it, and you're a pagan. If cosplay is what you're after, then just say you're cosplay. You don't actually believe in the thing that you're actually doing, and just say, I'm here for the entertainment. Because those same people will get on there and do that, and then they'll quote something from the Havamal or quote a stanza or something else. No. We don't do that, man. There's a time and place for that. So a lot of those people, what they do is when they do that, they give all these other people the assumption that if you come here, that's what we're about. Getting drunk and dressing up. And hey, I'm all about drinking. Please, by all means, have fun, drink away. But don't do it in the name of what I represent. Because a lot of these TV shows and a lot of you people that do these same things give these people but what if everyone just live and let live? You do you, I'm going to do me, right? Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And then, like you just said earlier, can we just stay in our damn lane? If that's what you do, then stay in your lane. Don't judge me for the lane that I'm in. I won't judge you for the lane that you're in. And I've made that mistake many times where I've gone on to people's posts and I see them all dressed up and I have a comment to say, that's my bad. That's my ignorance. I'm very opinionated and I don't mind sharing my opinions. But I expect that smoke back. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, just do you, I'll do me type thing, right? I don't think there's a right or wrong. I'm not a gothy by any stretch of the imagination. I have been doing this on and off for 25 years. I did it, might as well say, for 15 because of 10 years as a Christian. Even as a Christian, I still studied this because I felt empowered by it. And let's just be honest, there's not a whole lot of differences. And thank you. I'm way too feisty. I don't know how my wife handles me. I really don't. I'm very feisty. But can we just say, hey, there's this, Christians have their Catholics, they have their Baptists, they have these and they have that. Can we just make up little sects of those and you can kind of do your little thing over there and leave everybody else alone? And then you do your little thing over there and leave everybody else alone. And then things will be a whole lot better. But then politics comes into this shit, which makes it 10 times worse. And I'm very guilty of the politics. I was a member, I was a skinhead for 10 years. I was a member of the KKK for 2 years. And this is what people don't want to hear, and I don't give a shit. You vote, when we were in the Klan, because as skinheads, we're very anti-government. We were very anti-establishment. We didn't vote, didn't care. But as you got in the Klan, you were more thrown into politics. And they said if you vote Democrat, you had to vote Democrat, you can't vote at all. Number one, I don't like people telling me what I can and can't do. I've never been there. Hi, Bill. That's my baby. She's wondering why I'm not talking to her on the phone. But so as I was saying, that's why I got into a conversation with an older black guy, and the man says it was about Barack Obama. And I hated Barack Obama. I think he was very divisive to this country. And after all this, I never heard that before. And I actually kind of agree with that. We're all happy in whatever way we do things, right? We're all happy in however we do things. If I choose to be a straight, toxic masculinity male, then let it be. If you choose to be a beta male, then let it be. But don't get pissed off when you get called a beta, because that's what you are. There is no such thing as alphas and betas. I disagree. So anyway, at the end of the day, you see all these people in their hypocrisy, but you call them out on their hypocrisy, and all they want to do is dox you. That's what leads me to do the things that I do. Because if I don't do it first, they'll do it second. And I take breaks from TikTok for so long because it gets so toxic. And I have PTSD. If I'm not taking my medicine, which I don't do on weekends that I work out, I lose it. I get all up in here, and I don't like being all up in there. It's a dangerous place. But nonetheless, why can't we as a Norse community, and I hate that word because it's gotten ruined so bad, why can't we find who we jive with? Okay. I also see a lot of, well, if you're friends with him, I can't be friends with you. Okay. That shows your immaturity. Because I'm friends with people that have friends I can't stand for shit, but I'm still friends with them. That's how you know there's nothing wrong with who I am as a person. Okay. I may block you from certain places so that those people can't follow you and trace you to where you're at and come to me, because I don't want it. For the most part, I kind of stick to myself. I'm very introvert. I used to be very extrovert, but this society has led me to be very introvert. I live in a place we call it the Bible Belt here. I live in the South, I live in North Carolina. So whenever I walk out and I have my Mjolnir on, it's not very well perceived. A lot of people say, what is that, an upside down cross? You're very ignorant. You used to be one of us before you became you. Your ancestors used to be us before they became you. And I used to hate Christians real bad when I was younger. I got many stories that go into that, but just for the simple fact that I found them very hypocritical. And as a young Norse man who was living the path of white supremacy, what if we didn't go after others? What if we all just stayed in our lane, live our best lives? Then we all win. Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It would be real nice. I wish I could. Because every time I turn around, somebody likes to disparage me. I can't have an opinion where I'm disparaged because of my past. I can't have an opinion because I'm a former skinhead and now on the Norse path. And I still get called what I'm no longer. People don't like people who have an open mouth and don't bow to anything. That's me. My Marine Corps career did not last very long because I didn't bow to what they wanted me to be. I'm me. And I've made me and my last wife divorced, I made a promise to myself and all my kids, I'll never dilute who I am for anybody. And I mean that. But you're right. And there's certain people who like to come onto your lives and say something. There's times where I'm in that kind of mood. I just delete all the shit. I just delete it. Don't even entertain the comments. And then they make videos of you, and it's kind of hard to leave that go. We may have mutuals. I don't know. I don't know you extremely well, but I know we have some kind of mutuals that I may not like. And that's okay. I love you. I love everybody. I truly, truly do. I love everybody that's willing to be all right with me and who I am, who I want to be in life. I have a family. I have grandkids. I have a wife. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. I do ignore. That's the best I can. That's the best I can. And you're right. Sometimes I do bring myself into those situations, and then I have to deal with how to get out of them. And they go too far. You know what I mean? But like you said, just ignored people and kept being the amazing person I am. I wish I could call myself amazing. I find myself a good guy, but I don't know about amazing. We all just humble ourselves. This country is so divided by everything, by color, by political affiliation, by whatever religion you are. This country is sorely missing the qualifications that everybody brings to the table. Okay? And I miss the days when you could sit down with somebody and you just didn't have a political conversation. That was just private. Nobody cared about your political stance. Nobody cared who you were. And nobody cared what you were going to vote for. Nobody cared what church you went to or if you were this or if you were that. Nobody cared. It was all love. I say a lot of the times, after the September 11th, I don't like September 11th, but I love September the 12th. And people say, Dwayne, what do you mean by that? Look how much love there was in the air. Everybody put all their stuff aside. American flags were flying in the background, very patriotic. I served this country, and I'm thankful for what I've learned from serving this country. And I missed that day. Black and whites were standing together in solidarity. Mexicans and Puerto Ricans were standing together in solidarity because a tragedy happened in this country on our soil. And we all came together for one common thing. We're all fucking American. And I don't like when people say I don't see color because you're full of shit. But people ignored the color. Okay? People ignored that's a black man. People ignored that's a white man, or that's a Jew, or that's a Mexican, or whatever that case may be. Because somebody came and attacked us as a whole, not as divided. You're right. I wish more people would understand that. I don't want to get into the government aspect on this today. I was just more wanting to talk about, ways to improve who we are as Norse. The Norse religion is taking off hardcore. A lot of people are getting away from being Christian and getting back to their actual roots, and I truly love to see it. But there's no what's the best word can I use? I don't know what word I'm looking for. There is no structure in it whatsoever. Unfortunately, Christians have a church, and Mormons have a church, and even Satanists have churches and all that happy stuff. We don't have any structure. I began walking this way of life, I'm going to probably say in 98. There was nothing. I couldn't get on the internet and look anything up. I actually had to, there was a guy in Germany when I was in prison. I had to write to him and see if he would send us some booklets and kind of give us a little taste of what this was all about, because I really didn't know, but it was intriguing, and it just feels right deep down in my bones. But there's no Vikings anymore. We do need more longhouses. We do need more longhouses. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And, sister, whatever happened to the days when two men just didn't agree and you just walked outside, you beat the snot out of one of each other, come back in, have a damn beer, spit your teeth out, and enjoy the rest of the day. I miss those days. I fought my best friend. I fought my own brother. And at the end of the day, I still love the people. There's misunderstandings you just can't let go. And it's festered. And the only way to get rid of it is to go get it out. Where are those men at? You know what I mean? And women. You know what I mean? You talk foul to me and you're a woman. You take on that little woman. I don't want that woman's wrath. You're all too feisty. No, there's a lot of pussies. There's a lot of pussies. A lot of them allow their mouth to overrun their ass. I mean, I'm not trying to be braggadocious of myself. I'm a big boy. Okay. I'm big. I'm 270 pounds and my arms are 18 and a half inches, not flexed. I'm a big boy. Before I became a big boy, I was a fighting motherfucker. A lot of these people outside this internet don't want that, but they have to maintain their masculinity or people think they're pussies, and bless them for that. I don't like Canada. Sorry. Hope that don't offend you. I cannot stand Canada. My company that I work for has a base in Canada, and they asked me if I would like to go up there and help and learn, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to Canada. There's so many things. I can't stand Trudeau. Oof. But I love my Canadian brothers and sisters. They're just like us. They've been given a shit to deal with. But I wish we all could smoke weed legally. Everybody, the whole country. Because when I smoked weed back when I was younger, I was a very calm individual. And I loved the fact that something would just hit me and I'd be like, man, let's just smoke it out. Then you get too damn high to even give a shit about what the whole mess was all about anyway. Smoke a doobie. Take one down, pass it around. Why do you think Willie Nelson's lived to be in his 90s? Snoop will probably live to be in his 90s. You like that word feisty, don't you? But anyway, Norse community. If anybody gets to hear this, I'm definitely calm. Oh yeah, I'm way calm. I'm way calm. When my ears get red, you'll know I'm not calm. I'm very passionate about things, so a lot of people take my passion as a form of anger, I guess. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe I should express it more. I'm not sure. But what things I'm passionate about, I'm passionate about. That's all there is to it. And I'm passionate about my lifestyle. My wife, when she came here, I met my wife on TikTok. Within 4 months, my wife moved from Nevada to here. My wife had no religiousness to her. She didn't go to church. She did none of them. She said, so tell me a little bit about being Norse. And I said, I'll tell you, but I'm not going to tell you. Because I don't want to be the influence to make you feel like that. You have to be that way because I'm that way. And she respected that. Well, she's Norse. She's been that way for quite some time. She has an affection for kittens. I'm sure Freya loves the shit out of that. But we got a cat and 2 little kittens out here. We keep saving these damn things, even though it could actually get us booted out of here if we're found to have cats. But Norse community, can't we all just stop? Can we all just quit the toxicity? Because I remember a time I used to be in somebody's Discord and I would just not agree with them. And they'd put you in a room to talk it out, which I'm more than happy to do. But I'm not going to have my feelings discounted because you think you're right. That's what happens a lot. And the only thing they can revert to because they don't want to admit they're wrong is, I still think you're a racist. Okay. Then that's your opinion. What else do we have to talk about from that point on? If you can't be man or woman enough to have a conversation on all that you've done, would you change any of it? No. No, I would not. I would not. The lessons I've learned from them all I would not. And I'll tell you something, the only thing I regret ever in my walk of life and everything that I've ever done, well, there's two things I regret. The one thing was when I actually became a Christian, I actually joined the Klan and thought I could have both ways in life. No, you really can't. Not in that society. I got in with the wrong people. I trusted the wrong people. That's why I'm not very trustworthy of people. Next thing you know, the FBI is knocking at my door. So if I could change those 2 years, I would. And I have videos that I put out there that millions of people saw me burning my Klan uniform. They come after me. They won't. They know better. The other thing I could change probably was the simple fact that I wish I could have had a better childhood. They're the only two things in life I could ever change. I would. I was very mentally and physically abused as a kid. My dad's favorite words to me growing up were, "You're a piece of shit and you'll never amount to nothing." I've done way more than my dad has ever done. That's why me and him do not talk to this day. I called my father for the first time about a month ago. He put a gun to my face while my kids were watching, and to me, that ended everything for me. I wish my father could have been a better person and watch his grandkids grow up, because now he has great grandkids he'll never see. Other than that, I had not talked to him for damn near 12 years. And I don't talk to my mom either. My mom's really never been a part of my life. I've always been a black sheep. I've always been the wanderer. I've always been the nobody's favorite. And I don't want to be nobody's favorite. I do want to be loved. I think everybody wants that. I don't care about being nobody's favorite. But I'm one loyal motherfucker. If I fuck with you, I'll fuck with you. But if I don't get that same feeling reciprocated, I'll cut you off ASAP. I don't have time in my life for fake people, which is why I only have an extremely small circle of friends. And believe me when I say extremely small circle, I probably have maybe 4 friends. And I like it that way, simply for the fact that it keeps you from being hurt, it keeps you from being backstabbed, and it keeps you from being disappointed. So, and yes, I did show him. My dad never graduated high school. I graduated a year early. So obviously, when my dad didn't graduate high school, he couldn't go to college. I did. I owned 2 successful businesses. My dad did not own one. He tried a business that lasted for roughly 6 months, didn't pan out. I was a bail enforcement agent for 12 years. For 4 years of those, I owned my own business, and I was highly successful. Because of getting married to my ex-wife, I had to retire from that, which I did in order to marry her. 2 years later, we were already on the rocks. We are now divorced, and I have a great damn life. And the second business I owned was a cologne business. It was hugely successful. I just couldn't keep up with the demands of it, and wasn't quite comfortable quitting my job to do it full time. So there's that. So guys, that's my half-hour rant for today. I'm going to try to get these shows to an hour when more and more people show up. Thank you, Jennifer. I love you. I appreciate you showing your support. Maybe next time we'll have many people on here and we can have great discussions. And I will see you next Saturday with episode 2. Deuces.